Alfonso Cahero, A Journey into Finance History. Chapter 31, California Gold Rush, 1848. Once upon a time, in the year 1848, a humble carpenter named James Marshall was working on a sawmill in Coloma, California. It was a regular day, but little did he know, his life was about to change forever. As he inspected the mill's water wheel on the chilly morning of January 24th, something caught his eye. Gleaming in the water was a handful of shiny yellow nuggets. At first, he thought they were just fool's gold, but upon closer inspection, he realized they were the real deal. Gold. Marshall couldn't contain his excitement. He picked up the nuggets, feeling their weight in his hands, and knew that this discovery would alter the course of history. He rushed to tell his partner, John Sutter, about his find. Sutter, a Swiss immigrant who had established a vast agricultural empire in California, couldn't believe the news at first. But when he saw the gold for himself, he knew they had stumbled upon something extraordinary. News of Marshall's discovery spread like wildfire. People from all walks of life, from the far corners of the world, began to flock to California. The promise of wealth was too enticing to resist. They left behind their homes, families, and everything they knew in search of fortune. Some traveled by land, enduring treacherous journeys across mountains and deserts, while others braved the perilous sea voyage around Cape Horn or through the jungles of Panama. The fever for gold gripped the nation. Men left their farms and workshops, women bid tearful goodbyes to their husbands, and children said farewell to their fathers, not knowing if they would ever return. It was a mass exodus unlike anything the world had ever seen. As more and more prospectors arrived, makeshift settlements sprung up overnight. These boom towns were rough and lawless places, filled with tents, shacks, and muddy streets. Gambling halls, saloons, and brothels lined the bustling thoroughfares, catering to the needs of the miners after a hard day's work. One such town was San Francisco, which transformed from a sleepy village into a bustling metropolis almost overnight. Ships from around the world crowded its bustling harbor, bringing in thousands of fortune seekers eager to stake their claim in the goldfields. With each passing day, the gold rush intensified. Miners paid for gold in rivers and streams, while others dug deep into the earth in search of the precious metal. It was backbreaking work, but the promise of striking it rich kept them going. Some struck it lucky, finding nuggets the size of potatoes, while others came up empty-handed. The hills echoed with the sound of pickaxes and shovels as miners toiled away, hoping to uncover the next big strike. Towns sprang up around the most lucrative mines, complete with stores, churches, and even theaters. Among the throngs of fortune seekers were thousands of Chinese immigrants. They left their homeland in search of better opportunities, hoping to escape poverty and oppression. Despite facing discrimination and hostility, the Chinese played a vital role in the California gold rush. Many Chinese miners formed their own communities, known as Chinatowns, where they could find support and camaraderie in a hostile environment. They brought with them ancient techniques for mining gold, such as using wooden sluice boxes and hand-operated pumps, which proved to be highly effective. The Chinese also played a crucial role in building the infrastructure of the West, constructing roads, railroads, and levees that helped to facilitate the flow of people and goods. Their contributions were often overlooked, but without them, the gold rush would not have been possible. The journey to California was not easy. Whether traveling by land or sea, prospectors faced countless dangers and hardships along the way. Those who chose to trek overland faced the daunting task of crossing the rugged terrain of the Rocky Mountains or the scorching deserts of the Southwest. They braved harsh weather, hunger, and disease, with many perishing along the way. Some turned to cannibalism to survive, resorting to desperate measures in their quest for gold. Others fell victim to bandits or hostile Native American tribes, their dreams of riches cut short before they even reached California. For those who chose to sail around the treacherous waters of Cape Horn or through the disease-ridden jungles of Panama, the journey was no less perilous. Storms, shipwrecks, and disease claimed the lives of thousands, leaving behind a trail of wreckage and despair. The California gold rush not only transformed the landscape of the West, but also had far-reaching effects on the economy of the United States and beyond. As more and more gold poured into circulation, it sparked a period of unprecedented growth and prosperity. Gold became the primary medium of exchange, with miners trading nuggets for goods and services at exorbitant prices. Entrepreneurs capitalized on the frenzy by opening stores, restaurants, and hotels, catering to the needs of the miners. But with the influx of fortune seekers came inflation and speculation. Prices soared, and fortunes were made and lost overnight. The lure of quick riches led many to abandon their jobs and professions in pursuit of gold, causing shortages of essential industries such as agriculture and manufacturing. The gold rush had a profound impact on the environment of California. Rivers and streams were diverted and dammed to provide water for mining operations, leading to widespread erosion and pollution. Entire hillsides were washed away in a search for gold, leaving behind barren landscapes and toxic wastelands. The use of mercury to extract gold from ore further poisoned the land and water, causing long-term damage to the ecosystem. Native plants and animals were displaced or driven to extinction, their habitats destroyed by the relentless march of progress. Despite efforts to regulate mining activities, such as the passage of the Foreign Miners Tax and the establishment of the California state legislature, the damage was already done. The scars of the gold rush can still be seen today, a reminder of the high cost of human greed. While the California gold rush is often depicted as a male-dominated affair, women played a significant role in shaping its history. Many women accompanied their husbands to the goldfields, braving the dangers and hardships of life on the frontier. Some worked alongside their husbands, panning for gold or running boarding houses and restaurants. Others found employment as cooks, laundresses, or seamstresses, providing essential services to the miners. But life for women in the goldfields was far from easy. They faced discrimination and harassment, often being forced to fend for themselves in a male-dominated world. Despite these challenges, many women persevered, carving out their own place in the history of the West. With the influx of fortune seekers came a breakdown of law and order in the goldfields. The absence of established authority allowed for a culture of lawlessness to flourish, with violence and crime becoming commonplace. Vigilante groups formed to mete out their own brand of justice, often resorting to lynching and mob rule to maintain order. The most notorious of these groups was the San Francisco Committee of Vigilance, which executed suspected criminals without trial. But as the gold rush matured, so too did the need for a more structured system of justice. Courts were established, and law enforcement agencies were formed to maintain order and uphold the rule of law. The California state legislature passed a series of laws aimed at regulating mining activities and protecting the rights of miners, laying the groundwork for the modern legal system of the West. The California gold rush may have ended in the mid-19th century, but its legacy continues to shape the world we live in today. It transformed California from a sparsely populated frontier into a thriving center of commerce and industry, laying the foundation for the state's economic and cultural dominance. The gold rush also had a profound impact on the course of American history. It fueled westward expansion, hastening the settlement of the western frontier and paving the way for the development of the transcontinental railroad. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of the gold rush is the spirit of adventure and entrepreneurship that it inspired. It captured the imagination of people around the world, drawing them to California in search of opportunity and fortune. And while not everyone struck it rich, the dream of striking gold continues to drive people to pursue their dreams, no matter the odds. By the early 1850s, the easy pickings of the gold rush had begun to dwindle. The most lucrative mines were depleted, forcing miners to dig deeper and work harder for ever-diminishing returns. Many of those who had come to California in search of fortune found themselves disillusioned and penniless, their dreams of striking it rich dashed against the harsh realities of life on the frontier. Some returned home, their pockets empty but their spirits unbroken, while others stayed behind, determined to make a new life for themselves in the Golden State. But even as the gold rush faded into memory, its impact continued to be felt for generations to come. California had been forever changed by the influx of fortune seekers. its landscape scarred by the relentless pursuit of wealth. The California gold rush has captured the imagination of writers, artists, and filmmakers for generations, inspiring countless works of literature, music, and film.